We gotta start this thing off with some jokes. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Welcome. What's up?
How y'all doing today? This is
episode 3.
Yeah, is it? Damn. Okay. What's up, y'all? I'm Greg.
I'm T.
And we are the Westbrooks. And this is the G&T podcast, episode 3. Yeah, we made it to 2021. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So
is this the first podcast this year? No, we did one already.
No, yeah, this is the second one.
We in here now, 2021, in full effect.
Yep.
We decided on being HBCU hoodie day, so I got on my
feeling black.
Okay, blackity black. That song where it's like, I'm black, y'all.
Blackity black. The black on black.
Oh, that too, yeah. Nah, it's too many to keep up with.
Yeah.
I need those to be my ringtone or something. But anyways, we're going to jump right into it. Oh, yeah, so no, I just wanted to say, yes, I went to Howard. And my wife went to Tennessee State.
Big Blue.
And how we met is I was HBCU creeping. I'm from Nashville, so I was running around there trying to see where the folks was at in Nashville, and I ran across this one. But we'll get into that story another day. But
I'm the one that he ran into.
It's just it's black or nothing. It's all black all the time.
Black love, black wealth, black power.
Good stuff. All right, cool. So we wanted to touch on a couple of topics related to our marriage, our coupledom.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the first one is, do you think that there should be privacy in marriage?
All right. I remember this topic coming up. Well, I actually don't remember us having like a conversation recently about privacy. But I don't think there's any privacy in marriage. You know what it is? I think I made a post about it too. But you know, people get super hyped when they get like the password to their significant other's phone, or either they're fighting about not having passwords, or having secret accounts, or you know, all that stuff. There shouldn't be any privacy. If you need to have some type of password or something that I don't have access to, or you don't have access to, like vice versa, then I feel like there's something to hide. Like you're trying to hide something.
Yeah,
especially when you're married.
I agree. I knew that you were gonna say that because we had talked about this before. But in general, I think that we share most things because it's not, there isn't anything to hide. So it's like, why not? Like you said, I'm trying to think of a scenario, like maybe if you work for like the CIA or something and your wife could be like killed. She found like sensitive information in your phone. Like there's no way that you shouldn't have your significant other's like password. That's the only situation I could think of. But the other thing I thought of was like, we don't use the bathroom in front of each other. And so like a lot of people do that.
Privacy does come into play there. You know what? Yes, you got privacy in the bathroom.
Right.
I need my privacy too. That's like your
time. The other thing I thought about, because I feel like I've talked about this with other couples before, we have, and it'd be like, once your wife has like given birth or something and you in the room, then like using the bathroom in front of each other is not a thing. I don't know how true that is because I never seen nothing like that, but I can imagine.
I don't know if I think I want you on the other side, the other side of the cover.
No, I'm looking.
Oh my lord.
I
don't know.
So the first thing is like I'm somewhat squeamish, but I also am like curious about childbirth. Do you remember like in sex ed they would like show us
the birth?
I don't know. I think I looked away.
I heard recently. No, not recently. I heard that if you're a guy and you look down there, that like it changes your life and like your outlook on the vajayjay. So I want you to stay on the other side. But if you want to, then that's fine. But I don't know how we got to.
We'll cross that bridge. But not because we were talking about privacy because people be using the bathroom in front of each other. And I never understood because I don't really want to understand what somebody else's stinks sound like or like the toilet dropping. You ever been in like...
I can imagine. I don't...
You ever been in the stall next to somebody and they like bloop bloop? That's something that I don't want my significant other like in my mind. It's like, nah, that don't...
I cannot relate. I don't know.
You definitely been sitting in a public toilet and somebody did that. You never been in a public bathroom and somebody's using the bathroom?
I think maybe like once or twice.
Damn. That's lucky. That should be happening all the time.
Like, nah. Maybe it's just... I know
maybe
women
it's a guy thing. I don't know.
But, yeah. Okay,
maybe there's a trick to it.
Anyway. Oh, my God. I'm over this combo. So,
right.
Back to, like, what I was talking about from my perspective of privacy is, like, having passwords or, I don't know... What other thing? I feel like that's the biggest thing that like women worry about. Is like he sleeps with. Oh, I was watching something the other day, and it was like he sleeps with his phone. And it was like a picture, and his phone was like right here,
tucked.
I'm like,
or like
if you gotta do all that, bruh, we might as well go ahead and
Yeah, I
go
think
our separate
that.
Ways. What's the point?
It's always something to hide, but then it's like when. Well, the question was in marriage.
Unless you got a milli, a 2 or 10 or 50.
If you married, it don't matter how much money you got. If you married, it's a contract to basically say that y'all share stuff. Y'all are one in God's eyes and the state's eyes. So
I'm saying if it's like business secrets or something, like if you were a mogul before, and maybe you just got married to somebody, and you don't.
But why? Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That goes along with like the CIA thing. It's like, why is that on your phone if that's that big of a deal? I don't know. But yeah, nah.
I think it just makes our life easier though. So we do work together. We are a couple that we pretty much like my fingerprints on his phone, his fingerprints on my phone. We have similar accounts or the same accounts as far as business and personal. So Instagram, all the social media, like our life would be, I think, so much more difficult if we had to keep separate passwords and like, I just can't imagine.
It's too much anxiety. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is
what else are we talking about?
We're gonna talk about men versus women, emotional IQ.
Emotional IQ?
Yeah.
A lot.
So I thought about something.
So first, let's before you get into your
spiel.
Before you get into your spiel, let's explain to the people what emotional IQ is.
I guess in my opinion, it's like self-awareness of a situation that's causing you to feel emotions.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to put it. I don't know. You tell me what you
Yeah, I was going to say, to add to that, it's your ability to process emotions, communicate what you feel, and be aware. Like you said, be self-aware, but also aware of other people's emotions and how they affect, the environment. It's emotional intelligence. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of caught me off guard with the communicate as being part of that. Because as a man, I don't really think of that as the same thing. But I feel like, it definitely is. But yeah, talk about it. What do you think about men versus women's emotional IQ? We get these questions all the time because it's like society has put forth all kind of standards. But yeah.
So, I was going to touch on that. So it's interesting because I'm not sure like which percentage as far as like men versus women, like who has a higher percentage, but I think that just because a woman may be deemed, like society standards, is like women are emotional creatures, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have a high emotional IQ, meaning you're aware of your emotions. You can communicate what your feelings are. You can handle yourself, and then
So
the
you're
other
admitting
way,
this about yourself or
vice
just
versa.
women in general?
I'm saying about women in general.
No.
Now, see, before we started this episode, I meant to tell you, don't be over here taking those shots, because I'm gonna send them right back to you.
I'm not taking any shots.
Yes.
I asked, are you talking about yourself or
well, you
in
married
general?
to me. You let me know. What do you think?
No,
what do you think?
Your emotional IQ is much better than mine. I don't even think that.
I'm a Cancer though.
The self-awareness part, I don't think that from a full spectrum I was even aware of that ideal. Really, that before before 22, 23. Mm-hmm. So emotionally it was like, the normal emotions. You mad, you happy, you sad. That's pretty much it.
That's the basics.
And then, as you get older, you kind of start learning other words to explain what emotions are. Start to dig into, mental health is, a big deal these days.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing with emotional IQ. But it's Charlamagne's book, just stuff surrounding that has made me more aware of emotional intelligence in general. But yeah, I think that...
So how does that play into relationships?
Well, no, you mentioned, because I think society's standard, I thought, went further to say that women also have better emotional intelligence. I thought that that's kind of like a known fact, but that could just be my own experience.
I think that women might be a little bit more self-aware, meaning we know what we're doing. We don't necessarily, it might be right or wrong, but we know that we're doing it. So that does play into, emotional IQ. But as far as relationships, I think that, from my experience with you and just from taking a look at, our peers and what's happening in society and social media, I don't think a lot of people are even, like you said, aware that that thing exists, because a lot of problems and situations and circumstances could be better, or things could be changed or solved if people were aware of that, especially as a couple, conflict resolution.
I think you just made me think of Iyanla, but just her making people say things and say it out loud and tell the people what you mean is it's an exercise, but it proves to yourself that stuff is real, that it's valid, that really getting into what you feel. That's really what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm still learning. I think that in relationships, to have a healthy relationship where y'all can effectively communicate, it's important for you to at least be working towards it. Mm-hmm. Or having a better emotional IQ, and it's not an unlearned behavior, it's something that you have to learn. And especially in society, men in my family especially is we don't show no emotions. We just roll with the punches. It is what it is. Or, you happy, you sad, you mad, right? But you don't show any other emotions on the spectrum.
And the same, well, as far as my family, it's a variety of, personalities. But I think that, I don't know if that's a black thing, or maybe, I don't know if it's generational. But, yeah, it's usually those three emotions. So everything else in between is what is this? What am I feeling? How is this making me react this way? That's the biggest thing. If you don't know what you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, you're not going to be able to better yourself or control your emotions in situations that get difficult.
Right.
And that's the biggest part when it comes to being in a relationship, because it's always peaks and valleys. So Judge Faith said something that stood out to me. She was because I'd be I'll say, who are you when nobody's watching? But she says it's easy to be nice to someone or treat them right when you like them. What counts is how you treat them when you don't like them. So in a relationship, if you don't know how to if you're not, self-aware, you can't control your emotions, or you're not actively trying to be a better person when it comes to that, then you can act out in all types of ways, and it can negatively affect, your relationship.
Not even know that that's what you're doing, or how it's affecting the other person, or even that it's affecting the other person, right?
So, yeah.
No, that's huge.
What's up, G? What's up, T? Oh. I don't know what.
Go ahead, do your thing. I was trying to figure out what you was gonna say next. What's the next letter?
I forgot. Some. I want all three.
Okay. Oh.
Don't be trying to act like.
Nah.
You're trying to act like he don't like my rapping and dancing.
I literally, because I was thinking about the next topic, but then I was like, I didn't want to be mean and have a transition where I'm just like, shut up, lady. So I said, okay, but my mind went blank for a second.
You gonna tell me to shut up, lady?
No, I said I would not say that.
Oh.
Dang. The people could hear it. Anyways, the next subject is tit for tat. What you think about it?
You're gonna stop asking me what I think about things. So, you know how, I mean, there are tons of ways that being tit for tat in a relationship, from my perspective, is like the wrong way to go. So you have, if there's infidelity, you can do tit for tat. But most times in our day-to-day lives as a couple, the tit for tat comes into play when you're trying to be Miss Petty Betty, when you're mad about something, or you're having a conflict. Petty Teddy
and Ted.
Yeah. Petty. Say that 5 times fast.
Nah. Go ahead.
But yeah, when you're trying to be Petty Betty in a relationship, and if, say for instance, I mean, it could be something as simple as, you ate the last of my food, so I'm gonna go and eat something you like, which is tit for tat, petty. Or it can be, again, as extreme as, infidelity. He cheated, so I'm a cheater. She did this, so I'm gonna do this. She talked to a dude, so I'm gonna talk to this girl, or all that type of stuff. I think it's destructive as fuck, to be honest.
It's definitely destructive. I think that it's interesting, like, the word choice, tit for tat. I don't know where it came from, but in the Bible it's like an eye for an eye. Of course, that's Old Testament. And I think that talks about like more extreme situations. But I was just thinking about, like, I'm a Libra, so I don't do tit for tat on purpose, like consciously, but I do it subconsciously a lot. I know I do.
Yeah.
Because it's like the scales thing. Just be like, oh, she did this, so I want to do this. But it's like, it'd be like,
it's hustling backwards, though.
No, for sure. I mean, I think that going back to the last thing we talked about with emotional awareness, like, I've become aware of the fact that I do it, and so I try to catch myself in the moment. I'm not always successful, and it, like, I don't know. But then the other thing, right, we talk about this because there's, I wouldn't necessarily call it a double standard, but there are things that men and women, or women can get away with that men can't, and vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as tit for tat.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so doing things like you said, where you're like, oh, she did this or he did this, so I'm gonna do this. That definitely doesn't work, especially if the other person doesn't know that they did something wrong. I just wanted to put that out there. And a lot of times, especially, so not back in the day, but I hear a lot of things in society about, like, women, making assumptions or being like the person in the relationship that, like,
asking all them questions.
Not asking questions. No, we ain't gonna get on asking questions. But being like the person that's like, I'm gonna do this because he did this, and none of that works. So, I mean, that's why I don't approach.
You gotta think about You gotta think about the end game in mind. I mean, you're talking about, like, more extreme situations. I was thinking about, like, little stuff, but, like, all of it's destructive. I think over time it causes It causes people to not trust each other first of all, but then also not want to tell the other person something. It's like, because from the perspective of like, it probably hurts worse if like somebody does something on the back end, like the tat, right? Even if, yeah, I just feel like it's like a double standard when it's like the secondary, because it's like,
oh, what do you mean secondary? Like if a girl, if a guy cheats on a girl, and then the girl cheats back, that's the secondary part, or you
right.
saying?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily talk about cheating. I don't.
Okay, if a guy, I mean, okay, if we're in a relationship and
like, okay, a guy, or a girl, like a girl cusses a guy out, and then like the guy turns around and cusses the girl out. It's like, because of the action of that in itself, it makes it more like aggressive and maybe hurtful on the back end. That's what I'm saying. Even if the first one didn't intend for it to be that way, it's like conflict resolution, right? If two people are fighting and one person pushes the other person can just sit there and be like, okay, I don't want to fight. Or they can be like, what up? So that's what the tat is. It's like, it takes it to that next level.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. Exactly. Yes, the tat is what pushes things. And we talk about this not a lot, but I bring it up in conversations even with other people. Like, are you a person who puts water on fire, or put the fire out, or are you a person who's like fanning in mud and is like, come on? So that's what I mean. That's
I saw this meme the other day. It was so funny because we were talking about, my mom's a fire sign, but you're a water sign. I'm an air sign. But it was like when it was a meme talking about like fire signs being friends with air signs, and the air signs like fanning the fire and laughing at that shit. I was dying because I was like, I'd definitely be having some fire sign friends that be doing wild shit, and I'd be like, that's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But yeah, don't do the tit for tat thing. It's hard to be the bigger person, but be the bigger person and don't do the tat. Right? Don't do the backside.
Just be the bigger person in a relationship.
Don't do the tit either.
Don't. What's next? What's next on the docket? On the dash? On the... We gotta come up with the cute word. On our checklist. You know.
Okay. Oh, the next topic is Valentine's Day 2021.
Really? What are we talking about? Tell me about it.
So, what's a couple of things I was thinking about? Well, first of all, I still think we're gonna be in quarantine. It ain't even it's a month away tomorrow or yesterday.
Oh.
It's coming up.
It's coming up fast.
It's coming up real fast on us. And I was just thinking about, like, last year we had a legit Valentine's Day, like we were out, and that was really the last big thing we did.
Oh,
before quarantine.
It was couples karaoke.
Right. But yeah, I just wanted to chat about it and maybe give like some ideas of what we doing, what other people can do, that type of thing.
Okay. So I am a super creative person. So I love coming up with date ideas that you can do inside the house, outside the house, around the house. So I would give my advice to guys, because I feel like girls, most of the time we know how to, we on Valentine's Day, it ain't too much that you want, okay? So
me?
Yeah, as a guy. So to plan.
I don't. So you from Chicago, but I had never really heard of the Sweetest Day thing. But the concept is like Valentine's Day is completely for the woman. So I don't.
Right, you ain't gotta do much to make you happy. Just put on a little something, and then everybody happy. But that's so that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give my advice to guys. So first tip: start now. Start early. Start now.
You might be too late. No, I'm just playing.
You might be too late.
No, you could get all kind of stuff in the mail in a month if you're gonna do something at home.
Yes, you can, but you could use Amazon. I'm telling you, Amazon is your friend. In
we'll drop
Etsy,
the link to our Amazon store. We're gonna put some tips, some stuff on there for Valentine's Day.
Yes. So you can use Amazon to come up with cute date night ideas, or Valentine's Day. So start early, order online, and think about like give it like two aspects. So you have the actual date, throughout the day. Since if you're going out, then find somewhere that you can be like private. If y'all doing restaurants and all that stuff, more power to you. But I'm gonna give my advice to people who want to stay inside and be safe. So you have like the first part of the day.
You can get takeout too.
Yeah, get some takeout, make some breakfast. Have some mimosas or some bellinis.
What's the bellini?
Bellini is peach juice and champagne. Yeah, it's the shiz naive.
For the fancy people, they might not know what that is.
Yes, I love me a Bellini. So yes, like segment your day. Start off with some breakfast, have like a goal, and then the second part of the day, maybe y'all having lunch together. Maybe you can't go outside, but maybe you can have an indoor, lunch where you set the scene. What?
Taking notes.
Are you taking notes? You funny. Or maybe it's like a midday movie that y'all are doing. And then you have the nighttime. So make sure that you give your girl an opportunity to get dressed up. Because most of the time we aren't getting dressed up. We don't look that fly in the house. So pick her out something. You don't even have to buy anything. Go to her closet, pick her out a nice little outfit, leave a little note. And say, we're going to do this for dinner, order some takeout or cook, But yeah, just be creative and be thoughtful. You don't have to spend a lot of money as a guy. I think guys just I don't know if guys get overwhelmed or it's just laziness. I don't know. But
I think it's a couple of things when we talk about this in general, but a lot of guys don't have... in my generation, there's not a lot of role models in that regard. Like, there's not like a whole lot of like black romance things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
or the guys that are being romantic are like the guys that are being romantic to everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand that.
But yeah, it's just learning. I think the main thing is like showing that you care. It's like effort counts for sure. Because I be feeling like it is overwhelming. I feel like over the years I've gotten better, but I do be feeling like when we first met, especially when it's like, I saw this meme when it's like, when you know you in love, and it's like you started planning something like 3-4 months in advance, because men don't do nothing like that. But no, it's like you be trying to make sure that the person be satisfied from a perspective of like you did enough, and it ain't gotta cost a bunch of money, but you know what I'm saying, you put in some effort.
My advice would be to men when it comes to being romantic, because I know a lot of women talk about that. We've been together for going on 7 years, and we want to keep it spicy. So my tip is, it's not about how much money you spend or how elaborate or grandiose something is. It's more so about your effort towards making that your significant other feel special. So like you just took the time to think about it and think something through and actually execute a plan or a thought. So
the other side of that is communication, right? From emotional awareness, or not necessarily emotional, but like the woman telling the man what she wants. Not like when you be like, what she want to eat, but like no, women, I think,
feel like women be like, I want you to be romantic, and then it'd be like, what the hell does
I think that a lot of times, I kind of had to explain that to you, because I was like, what does that mean? I'm not.
You had to give some more details.
Yeah, like articulate what that means to you.
And that goes to women.
Because for some women, it might be like, he made me some hot dogs and they was fire. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying some guys can't cook. And the woman might be like, it's not about
a food. I mean,
all right,
hot dogs. Like, make me some cookies or a cake or something. You said hot dog.
Men don't bake. So, like, I am a chef. I cook my ass off. Don't get me started. Yes. Baking is a whole nother game. It's not
I love to bake.
But so women y'all got easy bake ovens when y'all little. Like, baking is weird.
You know what? I was gonna talk shit and especially say that I didn't get one, but I definitely had an easy bake oven. You
definitely did. You part of that generation.
I definitely used it.
With the little light bulb.
Yes, and my parents definitely ate the food.
My cousins had that. The mama takes 8 hours to bake a cake with a little light bulb.
Oh, I used to love my easy bake oven. What?
But yeah, so no, I just mean, because you mentioned men baking, but you can read directions.
I was just going to say, women and men make assumptions, right? We make assumptions in different ways. But here's the thing. Stop thinking that people can read your mind. They cannot read your mind. Baby, you got to sing for me. My honey bun can sing. Yes. So, people can't read your mind, right? So, saying, you too funny. Saying vague things like, I want you to be more romantic, or I want you to just do something. I want you to... That's like going out somebody's head. Like, what do you mean? So, yeah, I really had to learn that.
I mean, the details are like, what kind of flowers does she like? Does she like the color red? Does she like pink? Especially for Valentine's Day. Does she like white? Does she want some black roses? I don't know. Like, it could be all kind of things.
Is she somebody who wants to get dressed up?
Or she want to do some chill stuff and she just get her like a bunch of chocolates and some wine and she could just chill on the couch. Or, you know what I'm saying? You got to know, you got to ask. I want to get away.
You have to care enough to ask those questions and not just be like, oh, she want me to do something romantic. It's too hard. Oh, guess I'm giving up on that one.
And take advantage of it'd be so many people out here that be doing like they'll do the date night for you. All you gotta do is buy tickets.
I've seen the packages where the girl come in, like if you got a hotel room, she'll come in and decorate.
Set it all up for you. You ain't even gotta do nothing. That's exactly what celebrities be doing.
Come on. But I was gonna say, okay, before we end this part of the segment, so date night ideas, indoor camping.
Don't burn your house down.
Don't burn your house down, but indoor camping, get you a tent and get it set up. You can do indoor mini golf. I'm just thinking about the dates that we've had that were cool. You can do a movie night. Get you a popcorn making machine. Get the hot dog things going. So I mean, just do something. And if you're the type of person that's like, Valentine's Day is just a commercial holiday to make people money, then don't spend money.
Which is true. Right. Don't spend money.
Write a note or something.
Right. It's effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't got to spend nothing. But, I don't know. Yeah. I think those are good tips. Good date night ideas.
Mm-hmm. You look good over there.
Mm-hmm. You made me think of that DJ Envy episode. Fuck this podcast. Let's go home.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's really all we got.
It's 2021, I really wanted to give an update on us as a couple, as a married couple, like I said, going into 7 years of being together, a little over 2 years being married, working together, and
this will be year 3.
Year 3 as entrepreneurs. We took the leap of faith together, so how are you feeling? Like, what tea can we spill about, how's it been
I'm excited. Somebody just asked me if the world gonna be back open by June. And I think that...
No.
Well, I think that with new leadership, we will have some a better chance at getting the thing to go down, at least, the curve to go down. Mm-hmm. I think that by summer 2021, it's going to be open. I was just thinking about, like, homecoming. That's why I wanted to wear these shirts.
Right.
So... But in saying that, I'm really excited about 2021 because I feel like we got big things going on. Not even just with or without COVID, but from a business perspective, we got a lot of new ventures. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we're celebrating 7 years meeting this year. I like the number 7, so that's big for me.
I just think it's gonna be a special year. Yeah. As far as what we have going on as a couple, we've been really focusing on improving our communication skills together. Really talking things through, and me working on just my nickname is Firecracker, Trouble, Tupac. So with that being said, I can definitely have a temper. So just working on, Spice. Yeah. So just working on, not having like a short fuse, and again having that high emotional IQ. So that, because this is the thing, as a couple, we really like each other. We like being around each other. We have fun. We have the same, goals and morals. So the things that we disagree about aren't really like a big deal. So, and I hear my dad's voice as I'm saying this, but it's the little things or the small things that can mess things up for, whether it be a union or a business or whatever it is. So we want to make sure that we are communicating to the best of our ability. So working on that. And then again, like you said, our business ventures, me taking more time for self-care, and I think for us together as a unit, spending more time together where we're actually like not working, because working for us, I don't know if working for you is working all the time, because we just slip into conversations about work without really knowing it's happening. So
yeah, I think that we have to, like in general, we usually try to set time aside to be like, we're going to put our phones and computers away. I just saw this meme where it was like, ways to stop anxiety, but it's like sometimes you just got to put the shit down. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't avoid burnout is the biggest thing. That's our goal for 2021, because one of the things that I'm guilty of is like, we work so hard on something and then you want to sit down for like a week and it's like, damn, all this shit going by.
Yeah.
And you done wasted some time, and the burnout wasn't even worth it because you didn't really get done what you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So pace yourself and don't try to do it all. Like, you can't.
All yourself too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess so avoiding burnout by hiring people, doing more collaborative projects, and putting effort towards that. So we're like just expanding our businesses and our team, and the goal is, become multi-millionaire moguls. So that's what we're on track for.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Signing out. Catch y'all next time. Peace out.